Hey, Pathfinders, how's it going? What is going on? It's your girl, Deborah the Queen. And look, it's another great episode of Light the Path podcast. You are going to absolutely love this as you do every other episode, right? So I'm so excited about this. Let me just slow down and let me read this intro real quick. Today on the podcast, we're getting closer than before to the woman you're becoming, not the version shaped by fear, survival, or self-doubt, but the one rooted in confidence, awareness, and resilience. Does that sound like you? If not, if it sounds like somebody you know, press pause, share this with them, make sure that you like and subscribe. I'm joined by Jacqueline Powell, motivational speaker, empowerment coach, and author. Through her work with Powell to Empower, Jacqueline helps women build resilient mindsets. Do you need that? I do too. Listen, I'm ready for this. Deepen self-awareness and step fully into their becoming. This episode is for the woman who knows she's changing and is ready to stop shrinking in the middle of it. This is going to be good. Pathfinders, help me welcome Jacqueline to Light the Path podcast.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Deborah the Queen. I love it. Thank you for having me here.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your patience and making sure we got here to do this recording. Thank you so much. I appreciate you so much, your time and consideration. Look, when did you personally realize you were becoming someone that you weren't before? Was there any resistance when you showed up as her?
I love this question. Yes, I've had to transition in my life a few times, both personally and professionally. And as someone who is divorced twice and had to kind of rebuild my personal life again and find the woman in me that could trust and love again, to get married a third time, as well as pivot professionally, there was a couple times where I felt like I was on a treadmill and I wanted to go somewhere in life, but I kind of felt like it was slowly just pulling me back, or, you're stuck in quicksand and you're trying to go somewhere, but you're not. And so there was a couple of times in my life that I really need a change. It was not the easiest thing to see. It wasn't the easiest thing to acknowledge. But I realized that in order for me to experience who I wanted to become, who I was kind of, I guess, showing a little bit of desire to grow into, there was definitely a time where I needed to step into somebody. And there was resistance. Of course there is, because it's change. It's internal reflection, and it's looking that woman in the mirror going, we can do better.
Yes, seriously. And I mean, after you said that, I was like, ooh, this is for me. Because when you said divorce, and then I'm like, okay, I'm divorced, once divorced. And then I'm thinking like, I don't know if I want to get married. I keep like toggling back and forth. So you just gave me inspiration saying, hey, you can go out there and do it. So thank you for that. And we just started.
Absolutely.
So many women want confidence, but confidence doesn't always come first. What actually comes before confidence in your experience?
I would definitely say the number one thing that I tell women especially is self-love. To the point, like recently, this past August, I did a presentation on stage. It's called Elevate Daytona Beach. And you had to do a 5-minute presentation and you match slides to your presentation. And it was based on Ho'oponopono. And I'm not sure if you've heard of the Hawaiian healing method, but it's, being able to say, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, and I love you. And I take that, and my presentation was about that, was being able to take that journey look in the mirror and say that to yourself. And if it takes time to get to all 4 phrases, then it takes time. But once you can say that and genuinely look yourself in the mirror and say, I love you, for all the rough edges, for all the mistakes that we all made to become who we are today. Once you have self-love, once you know that, man, I love the person I am because that's who I am today. That's where you can gain confidence that it doesn't matter what room you walk into at that point, you'll change the energy. You watch. If you love that amazing woman in the mirror wholeheartedly, there isn't a room you can't walk into that you won't turn heads. You'll command the energy in the room.
I love that that's the first step, the self-love part, because that is so huge. Being a woman, we're sometimes conditioned to be thinking about everybody else except for ourselves. And I wish I would have known this in my 20s. That I'm serious. I wish I would have known this in 20s. And so I have a daughter who's 27. And so when she broke into her 20s, I'm like, hey, make sure, like, that self-love, and there's a line, right? There's God confidence, and then there's cocky and all that. But the self-love piece is so huge, especially once we become, mothers, spouses, all the things, all the titles. So I'm so glad that you started there with the self-love, because it's so imperative for us to get that in our head.
And it's not easy. And that's, I tell women, I'm like, this is not an overnight. This is not, you wake up on a Monday morning, you're like, oh my God, I love myself. It's a journey. And that is actually the title of my book. And why I wanted to write my book was Finding Your Way to Self-Love. These were the tools I used over years to get where I am. And yes, I wish I had, could take my future self in my book and give it to myself in my 20s or something and be like, look, you really need to pay attention to chapter 3. But,
yes.
I figured it out in my 40s. Okay. But if I can help that, shorten that journey a little bit or share those tools a little bit to women on their journey, then that to me is everything.
That's absolutely correct. It's going to definitely help. What's one uncomfortable truth women often avoid but need to face it truly to grow? Like, don't hide from this one. It's necessary.
I think you touched on it a little bit already, is the fact that women, regardless of our role in our families, in our professional lives, we constantly pour out of our cup. We're constantly, I got this, I'll take care of that. No worries, I'll take care of this. And it's really hard for us to say no, for us to be like, you need to do that. For women to take 5 minutes and just, even if it's to meditate, take 5 minutes to figure out what replenishes your cup and expand on that. And you said it as well, we're conditioned, we're raised that way. It's how our mothers were, or it's how our aunts were, our grandmothers. So it's something that we need to take control of. And it's not an overnight change, but it's being able to catch yourself in the moment and take a step back. And you're like, you know what? No, I can't do that. Because your women's intuition's already screaming no.
Yes. Don't not listen to her.
Right? She's screaming at the top of her head going, please stop, say no. We need time for ourselves, because the more we say yes to everything, the lower our cup gets. It has such profound negative effects throughout our lives. It just, to our health, everything. There's nothing it doesn't touch when we don't fill our own cup.
Absolutely. I told my kids, this is crazy, but this is true. This is who I am. I'm like, at my funeral, do not be saying, my mom was strong and she did everything. I said, I don't want to hear that. If I hear that, I'm coming down. I'm coming back down and telling people that this is a lie. I said, I want to hear my mom was soft and she asked for help and that she said no. And so I was like, do not say that. I don't want to hear how strong and independent I was, because I'm not.
I'll be coming down and moving chairs in the middle of the night.
Okay, I'm flipping tables like the Lord did. I'm being just crazy about it, because I said, don't say that. But I'm saying that because this alludes me to my next question. Because we all want this soft life, how do you help women build resilience without becoming hardened and disconnected from their softness?
Another great question. And it's not an easy answer, because and that's why I really try to share with women is it doesn't matter what you're going through. If you know that you're not alone while you're going through it, it kind of helps us in our negative talk. Like our negative self-talk can kind of, we catastrophize things. It runs away with us sometimes. And I kind of feel like even though none of us walk the exact same journey, it's impossible, but we do experience all the same emotional roller coasters and those emotional pulls on us. We're women, and it's really difficult to have resilience without saying, you know what, divorced twice, I'm never getting married again. I'm never doing this. I'm never doing that. And I think it stems back to that self-love situation. If you can take a hard look at it and going, oh, my first marriage, I was terrible at communicating. I was focused on my career. I was in sports. My goal was the Olympics, and everything else was below that. And I'm originally from Canada. My ex was like, look, I want kids. I want to go back to Canada. I was like, okay, see you. Right. And it was probably one of the world's most amicable divorces. And I was just like, okay. My second divorce was from somebody who was emotionally and psychologically abusive so long that I was kind of just slowly living a fraction of who I should have been. And it took time to open up and to trust people, but I did a lot of internal work. I learned the difference between being alone and being lonely. I turned 40 and I was single, and people like, oh, you're single for 40, but you only turned 40 once. And my reply back was, well, I'm pretty sure I've only ever turned all of them once, but if there's a secret that I can do another one, you let me know. So I decided to grab the bull by the horns. I went and drove a tank, crushed cars, and shot machine guns for my 40th birthday. I did something epic for me. And I think the more women can feel empowered to do something really epic, it doesn't matter what it is, as long as it means something special to you, that'll, you can build on little things like that I'm okay being alone. I'm okay doing things for me. I'm okay taking care of me. We can continue to build and not be hardened or disconnected from who you truly are, which is an incredible woman.
Yes, I love that. Go do something epic for yourself that you absolutely want to do. So I love that. I love that. Just go do it. And you're going to be so thankful that you did. You're going to be so thankful. So I hope that y'all are listening.
Sorry, I know a woman that did pole dancing classes. Like I'm like, girl, you rock it. Just go do pole dancing classes. It's something that's epic for you, that gets you excited. And that was totally empowering for her.
Listen, I'm going to be honest. My core is weak, and I salute the women who do this professionally because I've tried. I slid down. Okay? I'm going to say I was a lazy dancer because I could do all my floor exercises, but going up that thing, ooh, you better have a strong.
They better have a bungee cord around me that will just lift me back up, and I can turn around and lower me down again. Yeah.
Yes, that is a total workout. I've done it, a pole dance fitness class before, and I was sore the next day. I said, I don't know how people do this professionally.
It's another level of fitness. It really is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because obviously with the fitness class, you just wear fitness clothes, but the other way, you gotta have some confidence.
Absolutely. Some real self-love for sure.
If a woman is listening and feels like she's outgrown her current life, but is afraid to move forward, what would you say directly to her?
This is a really good question that really got me thinking a lot. Is I would kind of say to her, sharing from my own journey, and it is a lot of self-reflection and a lot of journaling. And when I tell or I advise women to journal, it's not, today was a beautiful day. No, stop with making sure Oxford is happy and the grammarian police are going to come. Just no, let it flow out raw, real, unscripted. Spelling mistakes doesn't matter. Just let it flow out and really be honest with yourself. It's just one stream of brain, hand, pen to paper, and write it out. And figure out what's the why behind what you've outgrown. Is it you've outgrown your job? 100%. See it regularly. That's awesome. That should be celebrated, that you feel like you've outgrown. Is there something that you can speak at is it the culture encourage that? How do you advance? Is it somewhere that you need to apply for another job? Is it if it's personal and you feel like you've outgrown the relationship that you're in? I always advise women that's a deeper look inside, because it's not easy. You certainly don't want to advise women, well, divorce and go on, or, there has to be, what's the why behind it? Dig deeper into, why do you feel like you've outgrown it? Is there anything else that you can do with it? But I always say there's just definitely journal about it. Take some time. Don't rush it. You're exactly where you're supposed to be. So once you journal about it, even if it's a week or a month or 2 months, don't rush anything. And if you notice that the tone or the tonality in your journaling is changing, read back and read through. And again, ask yourself why. What's changing? Is it outside influence? What makes me want to feel like I've outgrown my relationship? Figure out where you are, where you want to be, and what are the outside factors. But there's a lot that you can kind of come to a conclusion through journaling. It's incredibly healing. I advise a lot of women about that.
So very good. I appreciate hearing that. Let everyone know where we can get your book and where can we connect with you on social media.
Absolutely. So I am Powell to Empower across all social media fronts. So YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and Twitter or X. So all of those. I have my website, which is Powell to Empower. And the link for my book is on my website. And I have, even though it's my author copy, but it's cute purple, the tree of life. There's a little dog print because my dogs were part of my healing journey in there. They've been on the tree of life. That's on Amazon. So it's paperback, Kindle, and e-Kindle Unlimited. And I made it short, sweet, so you can just reference different chapters, some tools in there. So there's some funny parts in there that, helped me along with everything. But yeah, I always tell people, who I am here is who you'd see me if we cross paths at Aldi. If you see me up on stage doing as a keynote speaker, I'm the exact same everywhere.
So very good. This has been such a good time. I really wish we could have recorded our first part. That was real good.
Right.
That was so good. That was so good. I appreciate your time so much. Listen, Pathfinders, remember that sharing our experiences is not only empowering, it can help light the path.